Assalamu alaikum, it's Sheridan. This is my third time recording this because my phone is stupid. But anyways, it's been a long day. I'm really tired. Eating a scrumptious dinner straight from the microwave. And been very busy academically, papers, exams, studying, all that stuff, and I can't wait for it to be over. But this week I wanted to share with you some quotes that I'm very fond of, quotes that I love, quotes that I try to live my life by, quotes that I try to remember when I'm feeling down or out or just discouraged. And yeah, I want to share with these quotes with you guys and share with you what they mean to me. And yeah, so the first one comes from the Quran. I found a lot of beautiful quotes in the Quran. Of course, it's a beautiful book, so I had to just pick out two. Well, this one is a hadith. It's not from the Quran. It's a hadith. Sorry. It's my favorite hadith. My favorite hadith, and it's actually the first hadith I read. Actually, yeah, actually the very first hadith I read. Before I even knew what hadiths were, I now know what they are. And yeah, I'll just go straight into it. Narrated by Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I am just as my slave thinks I am. And I am with him if he remembers me. If he remembers me in himself, I too remember him in myself. And if he remembers me in a group of people, I remember him in a group that is better than them. And if he comes one spare nearer to me, I go 1 cubit nearer to him. And if he comes 1 cubit nearer to me, I go a distance of 2 outstretched arms nearer to him. And if he comes to me walking, I go to him running. Sahih al-Bukhari. So I read that quote the first time I read it, and I had this kind of pause and be like, whoa. Because before, I had a view of God that was completely different. I used to think of God just as this, vengeful, not vengeful, but quick to anger, quick to punish type of God who's kind of just distant and waiting for people to come to him. We had to go all by ourselves to God, basically. As in, he would sit on his throne, we had to go to him. That's how I used to see God. But then I read this quote and it was like, that's completely different from my idea of who God is and how he is and how merciful and loving he is. Because it says, if we go to him walking, he comes to us running. So if we go to him running, imagine how quick he'll come to us, And so that was just whoa. That quote just changed. I'm not exaggerating when I try to change my life. It changed it completely how I think about God and how I see him now. It was easy for us to think, oh, I'm such a bad person, I'm a sinner, how could God ever forgive me? I read this hadith and it's if we're sincere and if we're really sorry and if we go to God and say, please forgive me, he'll run to us, he'll come to us. If we go an inch to him, he'll come a foot next to us, And it's so powerful to me, it's really beautiful. And it's one of the many things I love about God now, It was just before I didn't really care at all. But, this hadith, it changed my life. I'm not exaggerating when I say that at all. So, yeah, that's one quote or hadith that's very important to me, especially, I'm happy to share it with you guys because it means so much to me. I hope it means a lot to you too. I love it a lot. Another quote from the Quran that I love is, let me find it. It's actually the title of my blog. Plugging my blog. Do not walk proudly on the earth. You cannot cleave the earth, nor can you rival the mountain's height. Surah Al-Mu'minun. I said that wrong. 23:118. It's basically a warning against arrogance, and we all get arrogant. We all have big egos. We all like to think highly of ourselves, but to be arrogant and to be egotistic is to deny the blessings that come from God, and you don't want to do that because there's nothing more powerful, nothing more mighty than God. And to say that, oh, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, the earth shakes when I move, it's wrong. You don't do that. It's arrogant. And when I find myself getting really cocky or arrogant or thinking or looking down at people, I say to myself this quote, don't walk proudly on the earth. I can't cleave the earth with my feet and I can't move the mountains. Only God can do that. So that's why I try to remember this quote the most. So I can not be arrogant, and so I can be a humble person, you know, kill my ego. And when you kill your ego, kill my ego to make more room for God, which is what we all struggle with, you know. And a third quote that I really like, I discovered it when I was very young, is from the Bible, from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? My face is really close. Sorry. Yeah, the heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? And to me, that quote says, like, when we really want something, you know, it feels like it's in our hearts. It's like we want it so bad, you know, we can feel it with all of our being, you know. But, you know, we forget sometimes our hearts can deceive us. Our hearts can lead us astray. You know, and only God truly knows our hearts, and only God knows truly what we need and what will make us happy in this life and what will benefit us in this life. So whenever I get a strong feeling in my heart, or I think it's in my heart, I say to myself, you know, if it works out, that's great. But God has greater things planned. God has greater than things planned for me. You know, if something doesn't work out, it's like, that's cool. You know, it may have been in my heart, but it may not have needed to be there, or, you know, it may have been just deceit, you know, because our hearts can deceive us, you know, so we have to really think about what we want, if we need it, and say to us, you know, not my will, your will, you know, that kind of thing. So that's what that quote reminds me of, you know, you can't truly trust your heart. You have to rely on God for what you want and what you need, and if you don't get it, know that there's something better for you planned out. And I try to live by that thought process every day. And yeah, those are my 3 favorite quotes, things that I love. I love to, you know, remind myself of them. I love to read them and reflect on them, and know. I hope that they become your favorite. I hope that you know, I hope that you have strong feelings for those quotes too. And I hope this video has been enlightening, and I'm really tired and I'm hungry, and so I want to go to sleep. So yeah, I hope everybody's happy and doing well, and I will see you next week. Assalamu alaikum.